Hey, what's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. Now if you remember a couple of months ago when I told you guys I got put out, I told you guys the whole situation basically and I wasn't going to talk about it, but months later I feel like I should talk about it. So this is the reasons why I got put out of my grandmother's house. Describes to you guys what happened. So let's get into this. My grandmother and myself had been, I don't know, a little rocky since my birthday, which is April 5th. So since my birthday, a lot had just happened. There was a altercation between my mother, my mother's sister, my two oldest cousins, and three older cousins and my little brother. We were all into an altercation together. And they jumped my mother. Yes, I was in the fight. Now, I'm not going to talk about that situation because when I talk about that, it just puts me in a weird place and I really don't want to talk about that situation. It was really fucked up what happened and how it happened and the months it took me to even talk to my mother. So basically, the relationship between me and my grandmother, I remember telling you guys how I used to adore my grandmother. Like, that was one of my favorite people on earth. Like, I adored this woman. Oh my God, I love her. I still love my grandmother. But the love that I have her now is way differently because of the situation. Now, my grandmother is the type of person who, at first, she's very loving. She can open her home up to you and all of those things. But the way she slowly starts feeding drama into your life is just a lot. And I was with her for 7 years because my mother, as you guys know, was incarcerated for 7 years. So since my mom had came home, which my mom came home November the 30th of last year. So since my mother had came home, my grandmother and our relationship had became very rocky. And the more I wanted to be around my mom and talk to my mom, mind you guys, my relationship with my mother is like amazing. I love my mom to death. That's like my favorite person in the world. And I just, right now, I don't know what I would do without my mom. And my grandmother has started to slowly, I would say she slowly started to disown me slowly because of the relationship on how close I was getting with my mom. And my birthday came and my grandmother told me that my mom was like, she wants to see me and she wants to talk to me. So I had agreed to it even though I was dragging out all day. And I was like, I wasn't sure. I was like scared or whatever. But I ended up talking to my mom. And I was like, yeah, I want some burritos because she asked me what did I want to eat. And I was telling her, you know, what did I want. And she ended up taking me to Qdoba for my birthday. And it was really, really nice. When I see my little brother, I cried. I was bawling because I hadn't seen her and my little brother since the fight had happened. But me and my little brother were conversating back and forth on Instagram and stuff. So that was fine. And then when I see my mother, she had a big bag. If you guys follow me on Snapchat, you guys would know this. She had a big bag of stuff and she just, oh my gosh, she gave me presents. I had flowers. She gave me my first bottle of wine because, as you guys know, I turned 21. So I was so excited. I was so happy. And like in that moment, like that's what I knew I was missing. Like I had been lost for 2 months without seeing my mother. And for not seeing her for 7 years and then all that situation that had happened, I was just like, I need to be back in this relationship with my mom. Like I need my mom. So my birthday happened and I was telling everybody that with all the people that had gotten into the fight with my mom. And I was like, I'm so excited. Like I got my mom back. Like I'm really, really excited. Like we're good. We're straight. So every day for my birthday and all the way working up into May, my grandmother had became very distant to me and she didn't want to talk to me. She wasn't conversating with me at all. Like we would have conversations, but it would be like, I cooked food, it's on the kitchen, it's in the kitchen, go pick it up. And I had got to the point where I was just like, I don't want to be around this. Like it was getting to be too much. So I end up telling her in like the end of April, like April 25th, I had texted my mom because me and my grandma had gotten into a huge argument. Like, the argument was bad, and she had been talking about me. She was making Facebook statuses about me, and I'm telling you guys, I'm in the same house as this woman as she's like talking about me on the phone to our other family members, and just being nasty and having people call my phone, text my phone, and saying stuff to me that was just horrible. So I had texted my mom one night, and I was like, I can't do this. Like, I'm bawling my eyes out, texting my mom, telling her I can't do this. Like, I want to go. Like, I can't live here no more. So my mom said, okay, it's gonna be all right, you know, give me motherly, encouraging advice. And I was just like, okay. So at this time, once I had initiated telling my mom, I need to get out of this house, I need to go. And she was telling me, you know, you need to tell your grandmother that you're moving out of her house in May. And I was like, I don't really want to say that. Like, I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to say that at all. And so it became a big issue with money at this point. She's like, well, if you move out, I'm going to have to move out of this house. Like, I can't afford the house, da 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 da. So it became a very big financial issue. And I was just over it, because I'm like, every time I get money, it's going into your pockets, it's going to this house. I'm not seeing where my money is going, and I'm tired of it. Like, I'm done. And it got to the point where she was just taking my money. It was just a taking my money situation, and I was not seeing my money, touching my money. She would take it. So my mom had came over to the house the next day after I told my grandma that night. I was like, I'm moving out, and I'm moving to Anderson. And she's like, how can you do this? And like, just cussing me out and just saying how I'm fucking her over. And I'm like, how am I fucking you over? You're fucking me over. Like, you emotionally like tore me apart for 7 whole years, and I allowed you to do that. And I was just over it. Like, I just couldn't do it no more, and I was done. Like, I was over being fucked over. I was over being treated the way I was being treated. And then, like, I just noticed my clothes had started going missing, my hair stuff, like things I started to buy were going missing. Now, this is from April 5th. From that day all the way up until May 5th was hell for me. So the day that all this shit had started, I was on Facebook, and I seen a status my cousin had wrote, and I was just like, so what is this about? Because she said, the status basically wrote, if I can find the status, I will, but since I'm not following any of them on social media, or not friends with them on Facebook or anything, I don't think I will be able to find this stuff for you guys. But as much as information I can find, I'm going to put it throughout the video or whatever. So I went on Facebook, and my cousin writes a status saying, how can you just come to Indianapolis, come back out of prison, come to Indianapolis and take them and fuck my grandmother over? And then I was like, is this about my mama? Like, I knew it was about my mama, but I'm in denial, like thinking, no, she's not talking about my mom. Like, she's not dumb. Like, she ain't dumb. So I called her, and she's not answering the phone. She's not texting me back. So I said, okay. I commented on the stats. I said, if this is about my mom, you need to take it down on Facebook, because I don't understand your beef with my mother. If y'all want to fight, you can fight her, but at the end of the day, you're gonna get your ass beat type stuff. So she doesn't respond to that, but she's inboxing me on Facebook these long ass paragraphs, and I'm like, you're always on Facebook talking about how much of this bad bitch you are, and I'm like, okay, show me your big bad bitch. Now, mind you, when I was 16, I had to fight her, and I was fresh out of surgery or whatever, and I beat her ass. I'm not trying to make myself a Tonka badass at all, but I beat her ass, and then a week later, my brother beat her ass, and 2 years later, my other brother beat her ass. And I'm just like, bro, like, you don't want this smoke. So I called my grandmother, and I'm like, so what's up? Like, what is the issue? Why every time you leave this house, someone's either making a Facebook status about my mother, or I'm getting phone calls and text messages when you're not here? And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, Aisha. I'm tired of you keep accusing me of having people call your phone and text you and say this and da da da. And I'm like, but every time you leave this house, I'm getting questions. So I know I'm getting talked about, because all they do is sit around, smoke weed, and talk shit about people. And I was just over it. Like, I was done with the whole fucking situation. So I was just like, you know what? When I see that bitch, let her know I'm going to beat her ass on sight. I don't play them games. I don't. You're not about to talk about me. You're not about to talk about my mother, my brothers, and think that you're just going to just keep doing whatever. So I told her, when I see her, I'm going to beat her ass on sight. So I have not seen her, y'all. She's not shown her face in front of me. But we got to the point of me and my grandmother going back and forth on the phone because she's sitting there in my cousin's house talking shit about me to these people. And I'm just like, for what though? Like, for what? So I told my grandmother, I was just like, you know what? In the morning, are you coming back tonight because I need my money and I don't have time to just be sitting around and y'all taking my money. So she's like, I'm gonna give you your money, Aisha. Da, 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 da. So by this time, my cousin, she's called me back. I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass. I don't know who the fuck you think you are. You need to stay in a child's place. I'm 21 years old. I'm a grown-ass woman who does not have time for the back and forth. Like I said, I will beat your ass, and I'm not about to sit here and let you talk to me like this on this phone in front of your friends. That's not it. When I'm 16, I beat your ass, so don't sit here and act like your ass can get beat again when I'm 21 years old. So she's still yelling, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. If you come here tonight, I'm going to beat your ass. So what she didn't do, she didn't come to the house that night. They didn't come back to the house that night. But then I called my mom, blowing my mama's phone. My mama, she cuts her phones off at night. So I'm blowing up her phone, hoping she's going to answer her phone. So I'm on the phone with my boyfriend, and he's just telling me at this point, it's like 12 o'clock. He's telling me, you know, you need to just calm down. It's going to be cool. It's going to be all right. And, you know, just don't worry about it. Like, you're too old to be trying to fight her or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. So he calmed down. So I woke up at 5 a.m. because my mother was blowing up my phone after all the messages I had left her. She had finally woke up. And she's like, what's going on? Da-da-da-da. So I'm explaining to her everything that had transpired that night. All the arguments, all the Facebook messages, all the phone calls, like everything that had happened that night. I'm telling her over the phone. And she's like, okay, I'm about to come get you and your little brother. And we're going to go. Like, we're going to go. So my little brother, we took him to school. And my grandmother, she was playing games. So my cousin lives on the far east side. The house that she lives in is on the far west side. So my mother's like, where y'all at? And I'm just gonna come pick up Aisha's money and that'd be it. It'd be dead. And she can get her shit and go type stuff. So my grandmother's like, well, I'm not about to be having no motherfuckers up in my house who's not paying me. Now mind y'all, I had a cousin that was living there at the time who was not paying no type of bills, who was only eating up all her food, who was telling her every day that he had put acid in her drink and watch her seize out. Now, mind you, my grandmother has heart problems. And the fact that he said that to her, I'm like, damn, you want him in your house, but you don't want me in your house? Okay, cool. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, I'm over this or whatever. So she ends up coming back to the house. We meet her at the house, but my mom had called the police because if we would have just came alone off a rip, it would have been a fight. It was going to be a fight because like I told my cousin, if I seen her on sight, I'm going to beat her ass. So my grandma, we come up on the porch with the police or whatever, and my grandma just like hands the money, but she like handed it to me and it was like she threw it in my hand type stuff. Like that's how I feel. I hand my mom to my mama, the money off to my mom. I'm like, okay, count this to make sure it's the right amount of cash. So my grandma was like, okay, so get your shit, you can go. Like, y'all not sitting up in my house? No, you can go. So I'm like, okay, thank you, whatever. It is what it is. So I took my shit and I left, and I was just like, okay. So I tore up the room. Everything that I did not take, I tore that room up. Like, I tore that room up. I got all my clothes, all my awards, like all that important stuff, and I got my shit and I left. So that was on May 5th that she put me out. And the next couple of days, well, it was on May 1st that she put me out. And by May 5th, y'all had already knew that I had a house and I'm good now. But at the same time, it's just the simple fact that you put me out of your house for money. You was talking shit about me, my own grandmother. And I'm just like, 4 months ago, you was my favorite person in the world. Like, I adored this lady. Every doctor's appointment this woman had, I went to it. And I'm just like baffled on the shit that she put me through.